The COVID-19 pandemic was isolating, as people faced lockdowns and limited contact with others. For vulnerable senior citizens, this was a particularly frightening time that took a toll on their overall well-being, especially their mental health. The Anubhav project arose during this time of crisis, giving senior citizens a platform to share their experiences through radio and podcasts. My name is Siobhan Hull, and welcome to Capturing Experiences, a series produced under the guidance of Ms. Pooja Marada, in which I interview experts involved with the Anubhav project. A special thank you to those who made the Anubhav project possible, including Vigyan Prasar, the National Institute of Social Defense, and the SM Sehgal Foundation, which has been involved with community radio since it launched Alfaze Mewat in 2012. Today we are joined by Dr. Sreedher, who originated the idea for the Anubhav project. So I was wondering if you could start by you just giving a really brief introduction of how you sort of came up with the idea for the project and where that came from.
See, it was all thanks to COVID, thanks to the second wave, Delta wave. Okay, we call it Delta wave. I was a COVID patient in the first stage itself. At that time, no medicines, no vaccines, and then we were all in old age category, and we were all admitted in hospital. All sorts of things happened. And then it has affected my lungs. So I went to a very remote place in South India, Coimbatore. I was staying there, enjoying fresh air. I was along with the senior citizens in a home. So we were not allowed to come out of the house. Food was served within the house. Okay. We were not even allowed to come to our balcony. So when it was going on, I have about 40-50 years experience in radio, and recently now, for the past 10 years also working on podcasts. For your information, I worked on a podcast in 2004 itself, when a podcast was something very, very, very fancy term. So I was working on podcasts. Then I found a mentally depressed guy in that home. He was very vocal in talking about his mother, who carried International Women's Day. Okay, so then I called him. Why don't you play a violin to me? Come to my house, because I have been vaccinated twice at that time. So I asked him to come to my house. I'll take the risk and you play a violin. After a small nap in the afternoon, that guy knocked at my door and gave me a USB drive. Sir, I have recorded my 2 violin bits. So I do have an access to i-radiolive.com, the website which was founded by me. So I took a folder for myself and then uploaded it. And this guy had got relatives in US, UK, and he rang them up and said, please log on to this website. So this is how it started, like that. It's very small, personalized way. We went on, and then I had good friends in the media. They all started coming and looking for soft stories during the period of COVID, where they get only COVID stories.
So clearly this was a project that was very important to you, and that sort of you had the idea for it based on your own experiences. But on the broader level, why do you think that it's important for the senior citizens to have spaces to share their experiences?
Yes, that is what, they have no space. All the media nowadays, the new media or the mainstream media, is looking for either politics or entertainment industry or sports, and they tackle only the youngsters, and the old people have practically no media.
So this is a way to sort of open it up and create space for older people to have a platform as well.
Mm.
So were there any particular stories or anecdotes as you were doing this project that really stuck with you, like human interest stories of people you met as you were working on that Anubhav project?
The first story itself is a human interest story. The bureaucrats in a district or in a state, the topmost bureaucrat. He said, I will come and talk to all the senior citizens of the whole area. And that guy came and spoke with 1.5 hours with all the people. And then next day he issued orders, whatever these complaints were given by these people, which we can do, what is under his power. So he did it. So 1.5 hours. Here is a bureaucrat is openly coming to a new medium and then answering it and acting on it next day. Second thing is cancer survivor and her husband died in COVID. Revati Bhaskar, and she has narrated her thing to how this podcast has become a change in her life after her husband died and after she recovered from cancer.
Wow, those are both powerful stories that I think speak to the impact of the Anubhav project. Were there any challenges that you came across as you were working on the program?
I also felt that I should have given them a field recorder. I was concentrating in a studio, but many people would like to record it in their own house. So we should have given them some field recording equipment. And management side is basically, we did not find much of a problem.
As you were working on the project, did you notice any changes in the community or among the seniors before and after they were able to have access to this program?
Definitely. I have seen in a number of places, they're all willing and they feel that it is another time to spend on these things. Okay. They know that they are not completely off from the world. There is somebody to listen to that. Say their children, basically their children and the people who know them, who doesn't want to listen to them face to face, who don't have time to meet them, listen to them. So they get happiness in that. Most of them are getting happiness. And they plan, they did drama also, plays. That means they rehearsed, they compose music. So I think there's a vast difference. Media's outlook is also different. Don't project a senior citizen as one people who are suffering from diseases, who are mentally upset, who are old-fashioned thinker. They also are using a digital medium today. Normally the old people say, no, I don't want to use a smartphone. I want to use only an ordinary phone. Now today they are uploading. So they are also willing to learn, willing to be part of the new world. So that's a change.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sreedher, for sharing your perspective. Today, we heard about the origins of the Anubhav project, how someone recording themselves playing the violin sparked an effort to uplift the voices of the elderly. Through podcasting, senior citizens were able to come together and share their stories with others. Thank you for listening to this episode of Capturing Experiences.